Good morning, my people. You're welcome to today's political broadcast. Today is the 19th of October, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Today is Sunday. Now, since yesterday, Sahara Reporters and Premium Times were reporting of a planned coup to remove Tinubu, Shettima, and other officials. Even Premium Times said that coup plotters were planning to kill Tinubu, kill Shettima, and other government top officials. Now, I was looking at this report. I declined in doing the post because I wanted to be sure that in today's Nigeria, in Nigeria of today, whether it is possible for us to have a military coup. Because you look at Nigeria today, look at the army, different divisions. We have 4 divisions in the southern part of the country. We have 4 divisions in northern Nigeria. Now, with the president, we have the brigade. Yes, with the president. Now, those ones we arrest president. The DSS also, we have some people who is designed to protect the president. So before information starts from the Royal Brigade to the DSS, from the DSS to the GOC commanders all over the country, I think there may be a sabotage. Now, the Yorubas are saying that anything that happens to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would be the end of Nigeria. I repeat, anything that happens to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be the end of Nigeria. Let me read this out so that it will not be as if I'm trying to make up stories. Somebody says, a coup against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be the end of Nigeria. If it takes us 200 years to break this union, so be it. You won't jail Awolowo, kill Akintola, kill Bola Ige, and destroy another Yoruba president for the sake of your useless and feudal revolution. I will not read the remaining part of what this guy is saying because it is inciting. Somebody says, if anything happens to the president, I fear this country is going into ruins and we will suffer fate way worse than January and July 1966. This is from the Yorubas. Somebody says, okay, let's see the reasons why it is very, very hard. Not that it's not possible. It's very hard for you to have a successful military coup in today's Nigeria. Why coup d'etat is nearly impossible in today's Nigeria? The military command structure is constantly shuffled. Constantly shuffled. You post this one, post that one, so that you will not be so used to a particular division, a particular place, so that you can start having to know yourselves and start planning anything. So they shuffle them. Officers barely settle in one unit before transfer orders come. A coup needs trust, face-to-face meetings, deep coordination, and loyalty built over time. But when everyone is new, no one trusts the other person. That is one of the reasons why it is very, very difficult for you to carry out a successful troop under this current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not even now. Before now, Obasanjo reorganized the army division. You know, most Nigerians are praying. Most Nigerians, especially from northern Nigeria, because of northern Nigeria losing power, most Nigerians are praying that why can't a military regime just come and take over from this government? I said it before. Nigerians are actively praying for a military coup. But the problem here is that it is a bit difficult, my brother, to have a military intervention. Because number one, let's start with the nepotism. Just recently, we had a Lagos State post that they are looking for Lagos indigenes that will join the army. One of the things Tinubu is doing is to dismantle the monopoly of northern Nigeria with the Nigerian army. I'm telling you, dismantle the monopoly of northern Nigeria with the Nigerian army. That is why the Yorubas are getting, Southerners are getting enlisted in the army. There's a lot of reshuffling going on. Okay, that is a tribal thing. A president that wants to come into power go appoint somebody from his own tribe. I repeat, a president that comes into power, in the person where they stand for him back, he go appoint somebody from his own tribe. so that they trust their own people than any other person. You see, Tinubu coming into presidency has gotten a lot of experience on how to divide and rule. Look at how within how many years he was able to dismantle the opposition. So having a military intervention at this point in time, my brother, is going to be very difficult. Let's look at this. In those days, once you capture Lagos, Kaduna and Ibadan, you are good to go. Once you capture Lagos, Kaduna and Ibadan, you are good to go. The army has been decentralized. You have to capture almost every state, Brigade of Guards, Air Force bases to foil counter-attack and penetrate intelligence agencies, which is very, very difficult. I repeat, you have to capture almost every, not all, almost every state, Brigade of Guards, Air Force bases to foil counter-attack and penetrate intelligence agencies, which is very, very difficult. And number two, there is tribalism in our system. Some people tend to be, no matter, they are serving in government, they are serving in the DSS, they are serving in the police, they are serving in the army, they are serving everywhere. They tend to be loyal to their tribe first than any other thing. The unity then was even good than now. Now, you see, they will have to appoint their tribesmen in different divisions to head different divisions. Then they will start using the politics to start oiling their pockets. What can the corrupt government do? They will be giving your gas billions of naira. And when they give them money, when they give the military officers money, it will be difficult for them to come together. After they don't chop corruption money, chop finish, it will be difficult for them to come together to go against the government that is oiling their pockets. An average Nigerian is not loyal to the country called Nigeria. Everybody is looking for an opportunity to steal money. The same way with the army, the general commanders. Yes, the division commanders. If you give them contract for oil bunkering, carry some investment, put for their hand, they pay them money, maybe they make money. Look at Tompolo. We have the Nigerian Navy, we have Tompolo. Tompolo is guarding our oil pipeline because Nigerian Navy, where we say we spend money, some people go Navy school, go they do nganga. But yeah, the Nigerian Navy cannot protect our pipeline with all the schools we have. The army, so an investigative journalist went and did an investigation. He said that the army is involved in the bunkering. So some of these guys, through corruption, because I understand the system, through corruption, they may position these army officers, oil them, one or two. They will be benefiting from the system. You know, one thing about a change of system, the reasons why your Southeast governors don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released is because when Nnamdi Kanu is released, or their power, the power structure in the Southeast will shake and it will affect the governors. Why is it that the current leaders of today don't want Nigeria to be restructured or divided? Because if Nigeria is divided, the structure will change. Most of the people that are benefiting from the system now will become irrelevant. So that's what they will do with the current army. They will oil their pockets, money go flow everywhere. So in the attempt of any coup, most of these guys may be displaced, may not be enjoying the benefits. Now, the question I'm asking, not that we don't want an evil government to go or we don't want to restructure Nigeria. If there's a military coup now, how would the military stabilize the economy? How would they do what they need to do? A military that is so much fixated in corruption that left and right you go see corruption. I worked with an investigative journalist, and there's many things that they reveal that if you come out online to say it, you go shock. If you come out online to say what they see in their revelation, sometimes they will threaten you. If you reveal this, we'll do this. Most journalists have been threatened because of the things that happen. You think that the corruption just happened like that without the input of the government. The bunkering going on wherever it is in Nigeria, wherever it is, you see, the military have been plugged to the corruption. They have connected them to corruption, so they are reaping from corruption. So the same military would not want to get involved in a coup. Okay, how many divisions do we have? Let's look at this. How many divisions do we have? We have Division 8, Division 1, Division 3, Division 7 is in the part of northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria. Now in the south, we have Division 2, Division 81, 82 Division in Enugu, and maybe 6 Division in Abia State. All these ones are in the south. So if the headquarters Division 1 and Division 3, that's where we have our armory. If they mobilize, before they can be able to be successful, okay, maybe the Brigade of Guards arrest the president. What about the DSS? What happened to the people working under the DSS? Okay, those people cooperate. Although, I'm not saying that it is not possible for you to carry out the coup, but it is rigorous. If there's unity in the army, if there's unity in the army, there's no tribalism, or they're not plugged to corruption, it is possible. But even with that unity and not plugged to corruption, it is still a bit not easy. Unlike those days, if you capture Lagos, you can't capture Ibadan division. We had 5 divisions, and if you capture 1 or 2 or 3 those days, you're good to go. But it's 8 division. 8 division. It's not possible. Now, if the military take over from the civilian administration, what is the possibility that they will stabilize everything? Because the military government would want to use these resources of the country to fund itself, to maintain itself first before they even think of Nigerians. They will use the funds of the country to maintain stability. It will take them 1, 2, 3 years before they start coming to think on how they can really administer. And nowadays, do we have qualified military administrators? Unlike those days. I'm not saying that we have civilian rule, we have a good government. That's what I'm saying, restructuring. Military, whatever, takeover is not even the solution. It could be a solution, but looking at the system, this corrupt system have produced a lot of corrupt people, corrupt leadership. So this system does not have any good it can offer, except you break this system. So having a military administration does not warrant a restructuring. It warrants from Peter, you are going to pour. Now the same thing. Unlike those days, the corruption was not like now. But you see, who is Obasanjo, who is Buhari? Were they not former military officers? Now the cabals in Nigeria that are overseeing the corruption, the evil that is going on in Nigeria, are they not military officers? If you are talking about cabal in Nigeria, you talk about Absalam, now military. You talk about Go on, now military. You talk about Danjuma, now military. You talk about Obasanjo, now military. You talk about Babangida, now military. All these people created the system, the evil system we find ourselves today. This civilian, whatever. Obasanjo drop khaki, wear civilian clothes. Most of these military officers, they are one of the richest in Nigeria. And because of their involvement in the corrupt system, they are prospering in the corrupt system. That is the military. Now, if Tinubu knows what he's doing, if it were going to be he would have not traveled out of the country now. So when they put out that report, Sahara reporters, I cannot force Sahara reporters because you see, in journalism, there's what they call source. There are people in those areas, those places, the military, that can pass this information to Sahara reporters, and Sahara reporters will have to report the information they get. Yes, they can report it and do a clarification. So whether they confirm, it is on the people, their sources, that gave them that information. That's why I see it's a bit difficult to want to push sanctions Sahara reporters like that. So I will not blame Sahara reporters. These guys, when Premium Times now came out with a report and said this and that, and now look at it, maybe this may be very, 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 very accurate. I know what about the APC. Agenda plenty everywhere. Agenda, it plenty everywhere. It might be a small screen. You see, some people will create a problem, like the people that created the problem during the COVID-19. Some people will create a problem and now give you antidote for the problem. Now they create the problem. There was no problem before. They will create the problem. They will now give you a drug or something, a solution. They will create the problem, create the solution. They somehow you carry the problem for head. They'll come, they sell solution for you. Solution. That is what politicians do. That is what capitalism do. That is what this wicked Western civilization do. So this problem can be created by whoever, so that they may send a message. Anybody that may likely want to carry out a coup should know that there's no way. There's no way. But how desperate northern Nigeria is, they might carry out the coup, because I don't trust them. The desperation of these politicians are not Nigeria. We see that Babangida, things can happen. But I just explained to you with my own little knowledge how it is going to be very difficult, not impossible, to carry out a coup. So the Yorubas are saying that, let me read this out. Coup is a delicate thing. There's a lot of planning involved. The Brigade of Guards is a major ingredient. No coup will succeed without their support. Brigade of Guards, the one guarding the president. They're a very vital part of this coup. If the Brigade of Guards is compromised, and they have had a lot of conversations and planning and everything, it could be successful. Yes, because all the division commanders, different division, they will be sitting down, they will be looking at the body language of the DSS and the Brigade of Guard. I had to do my research. I'm not in the army. As a journalist, you must know little of everything. You cannot know everything. I cannot know everything. I must have idea. Those that are in the military will understand that this guy is making a point. If the Brigade of Guards is compromised, they can arrest the president. DSS, they can plan it from that angle in Aso Rock. The commanding division, they will be looking at the body language, whether they don't know, maybe other divisions are compromised. Maybe they're not going to enter now. Other divisions can't align with the center. Now there can be the prodigal son, or now there can be the betrayer. So they'll be looking at the body language of the Brigade of Guards. How do you call it? Yes. Then if that succeeds, they can move on with the coup, the military coup. But after a military coup, to what end are they going to take it to? What is this Nigerian system that is created by US and UK and all these other people? Do you think that we can still sustain it? If military come and take over a civilian regime, maybe because Tinubu is fighting the Yorubas and all have you, and they are trying to bully him. If they take over now, are they taking over to sustain the same one Nigeria? We have said it before that this one Nigeria is a hoax. It's not possible. It's not possible for this system, this current system, to be developed. You know, people go church today now. They go pray. God, let Nigeria, God, this one. They use gaslighting to tell you that if you don't pray for Nigeria, you are praying against your progress. Nigeria, they spoil. Some people, they suffer inside Nigeria. Some people, they progress. The same Nigeria will they spoil. I'm telling you, I gave you the example of an Egypt. Israel and Egypt. Israel was captive in Egypt, but they stayed in a place called Goshen. During the famine, Israel, they were enjoying. Every other person was suffering. So if the military not take over, what are they come to replicate in Nigeria today? I know the Yorubas are angry. I know it is. I told you, this system, this kind of politics we are playing, it is tribal politics everybody's playing. Except one. Personally, I don't like tribal politics. I don't like it. But that is the reality. That's the fact. So because you don't like it, you want to deny the fact and deceive yourself. That's why I don't like a lion to be biting people. I don't like lion. But lion, they bite. So you refuse to agree to lion, they bite. Then you enter into the zoo. And because you don't like it, to you it does not make sense that lion should be biting it. It does not make sense. But the reality say lion they bite. You enter zoo. When lion chop you now, who is now foolish? So I will not be foolish, not to understand that we are operating a political system that is mostly tribal. The politicians that have taken over power, they are using the tribal card to run everything. They are using their tribal card to divide and conquer. That's what the politicians are using. So it seems impossible. Brigade of Guards now, they will come and reshuffle them, put Yoruba. Look at what Sahara reporters posted. Officers detained for alleged coup against Tinubu are attached to NSA, including ex-governors. Almost all the officers attached to NSA, they are from northern Nigeria. You don't see them. They don't use that word, northern Nigeria. So they will have to reshuffle. Most of this information, they are leaked out. See, most things I told you happen behind closed doors. They will not want to reveal most of the facts to you because things that are happening in Nigeria today, if Nigerians know 50% or 40% of the things that are going behind closed doors, revolution will start now. Tribalism will not stop Nigerians from going for revolution. Like, tribalism will not stop anybody. If Nigerians know 30%, 40% of the things going behind the scene in our politics, in Aso Rock, amongst our people, if Nigerians know, I tell you that revolution will start now. So things are happening. This it just leaked out. Some people just gave out information to journalists and they are spreading it. Northerners, I will not want to read this out. Northerners and a certain Almakura in the army, there are two. So they pin it to a certain Almakura, the one that went to China in the army. Almakura brothers in the army, there are two. The one that went to China, they pin it to him that it's part of the people that conspired to kill the president, conspired to kill Shetima, and this and that. With all these few points of mine, I'm trying to tell you that. Let me read another one. Guards Brigade can only abduct the president and nothing more. They can't control the whole 8 divisions spread across the nation, of which I'm not even sure if the coup can be possible at all because of the DSS and SSS under the NSA securing the president. All you need is the compliance of Brigade of Guards, nothing more. In event of a coup, except all you need is the compliance of the Brigade of Guard. And how possible is that? Okay. There wasn't much divisions. There were 5 garrisons, but 3 were crucial, and that is Abeokuta, Ibadan, and Lagos. So if it comes successful, Enugu Kaduna garrison will be powerless. But now it is a division, north and south, sentiment north and south. So how do you move from one place to another? To get that, we speak different language. Everybody is preaching tribalism now. So in the army, it's already there. Southerners are saying that we don't want to join because of the tribalism. So the possibility of you running this on the on this current administration, however, it's very difficult. May God help Nigerians.